anasema wait, ngoja. No, listen. We have our own interpreter here. Where have you been this morning? We don't need your service up to now. Mtoto akikufa ulikuwa wapi? We don't need your service right now. Mtoto akifa ulikuwa wapi? So kindly excuse us, hatutaki hapa. Nataka mtoto. And here we have Martin. He's the Nakuru, the leader for the Nakuru. Now, we are over 200 deaf here from different places, different counties. Tuko the deaf number. Now, truly, tuko na uchungu sana. Sisi ati tunaongea, ati msijabu kuturelax, msijabu kutucontrol. Kuna wengine wako na watoto hapa. Kuna my sister hapa ambaye alipoteza mtoto, yes. Akona pia mzee yake yako hapa. My sister is deaf na pia the husband is deaf. Walikuja hospitali. So sisi tunatukuja hapa tunataka tu mtoto. Daktari hapo walimwambia aje, wewe kwenda. Mtoto sasa ameshakufa alafu sasa unalialia nini? Wewe enda, mtu ashaenda mbinguni. Unalialia nini? What are you complaining? Daktari ndo alisema hivyo mwenyewe. Now for me, I'm here. Mimi sitaki story refu ya nini. Mimi tunataka tu only two things. Mtoto kama ako hapo, mleteni hapa. Na kama mtoto hakuna, sawa pipi, hakuna, we have nothing to say with you. Tuko pamoja? Yes. Mtoto kama ako hapo, tafadhali tuleteni mtoto, tunataka kumuona. That's the word we want to hear from you. After shawana mtoto, that's what we want to hear from you. Yes.
Sasa asante sana kwa majina, naitwa Samuel Mwaura.
Ngoja kidogo.
County Secretary Nakuru. Na ningetaka kuambia ndugu yangu, had a small report on the progress, sababu kuna petition tulipata pale headquarter about 1.5 hours ago. Na hiyo petition ile discussion tulikuwa nayo kwa ofisi imeaddress hiyo maneno yote, lakini niseme ya kwamba saa hii kuongea ukweli hatujapata mwili ya mtoto. Lakini askari wametuambia kwenye wamefikisha investigation yao na wametuambia kwamba wameweza kuforward file kwa ODPP with recommendation for arrest and prosecution. Kwa hivyo hiyo upande ya security ndio wametupea na upande yetu ya facilitating investigation ili tuweze kupata hiyo mwili ya mtoto. Kwa hivyo kuongea ukweli mpaka sasa hatujaweza kupata mtoto, but tumepata hiyo report from the police.
The mkubwa hospitali ni nani?
Ako hapa anaitwa Dr. Wawero.
Unaona sasa you are just smiling because sisi mtoto wako. Why don't you resign? Please tell us you have resigned. That's what we want to hear from you now. Tell us you have resigned.
Kwa majina ni Dr. James Wawero, msimamishi wa hii hospitali ya rufaa ya Nakuru. Hii case hata sisi wafanyakazi wa hii hospitali imetuhuzunisha sana. Na tunakubali kulikuwa na shida kwa wafanyakazi wa mochari. Na tangu that time tumerecommend wote wakuwe interdicted na county government of Nakuru. Yes. Now we are cooperating with the DCI.
So anauliza swali, mtoto wako hai ama alikufa?
Mtoto alikufa na akakuwa certified.
What evidence do you have that the baby is dead?
We have all the papers. The doctor signed that the baby has been certified.
You tell us now the DCI wanatafuta mwili for over 21 days, bado kesi mjasort. We have been waiting for a very long time.
Kesi iko na DCI.
Tafadhali mlipa mtoto na mpauza mtoto in this hospital. That's kuna kesi zingine tofauti. You as a person maybe uliza mtoto, wewe ndio uliza mtoto.
Mtoto alikufa.
We'll have to use the leadership. Maybe the leadership will speak. That's why I'm not speaking right now. That's why I allowed the deaf community themselves to speak, because I don't want to speak on their behalf. I'm just here to give them technical support. Like I said earlier, and I still stand with my stand. kunakuwa na procedures mtu akishafarika na kila mtu anakuwa amekuwa labeled. Kwa nini hii inakuwa difficult hivi? Na kila mtoto anakuwa labeled mwenye amekufa. Kama mtu alikuwa labeled amekufa na inakuwa inaonyesha kabisa, kwa nini kuwa na hizi long procedures? That's why they are very bitter. Mimi sitaki kuongea for them. That's why sikuwa nataka kuongea. I want them to talk for themselves.
The reason we reported this case to the police and the reason we are treating it as a criminal case is because mwili imepotea after certification of death, and that's why we want the police to investigate the people who are culpable. Na wametuambia wamefile file kwa ODPP so that the ODPP can go with their recommendation of taking action. So mpaka ODPP sasa wapeane report back to DCI approving or disapproving prosecution and arrest. At this point there's nothing we can do because we already forwarded the case to DCIO. We are waiting for their communication back. However, the hospital through internal mechanism disciplinary, they have recommended dismissal of 5 staff and interdiction of 2. And though they have forwarded those recommendations to the Department of Health for concurrence. So by the end of the day, that process will have been done.
So Abdi is asking for those that have been terminated. Do you want to know their names? Who ambao umevuta 5?
What we will do, we can give those names if needed be, but after the process has been concluded from the departmental side. And we are promising by the end of today, we will make sure that they conclude their process so that if they're in concurrence with the hospital, we can avail that list.
Dr. Mwaura, nadhani wataridhika ukiwaambia majina. I don't know what
which are saying tutapeana, but the process must be concluded because remember, even this staff, they're also protected, so we can't halfway start exposing them. We must conclude the process, which we are promising will conclude today.
So what are you telling the family and the deaf community?
What we are telling them, the family and the deaf community, one, we are cooperating with the police to make sure that we get at the bottom of this issue. Because even for us, this is a criminal activity which cannot be allowed to go unpunished.
Where is the DCI Nakuru West?
We were with the police commander here, but the DCIO the police have already done their bit. The file is with the ODPP. So even if they come here, they will simply tell us they have forwarded the file to ODPP. And the ODPP is reviewing the file so they can give their recommendations.
Me have nothing to say. No, in fact, saizi kwa nataka kuongea. Is the deaf walikuwa
Okay, so Abdi is saying, humbly, my sister here, Sharon, na bwanake, they have not been sleeping. Hawajakuwa wakikuwa na siku nzuri. So saizi wanataka saizi, unaona pia it has interfered with the psychological. So what we need is help. Ndio maana I'm asking, humbly, bring us the body if it is there, and if whether baby is alive. Mimi, I don't know what else I can do. If you don't bring us the baby, tunalala tu hapa, no problem. We're just going to stay here until you get the baby.
So one, on the issue of I think Daktari has explained that, and if you do have given there's a lady who has worked with the family, the journey. They could have told us the journey up to certification of death. That has been certified officially and we have records. So the only thing we are talking about is that the body disappeared and we need the police to investigate. Because that's not a police matter. That's not within us.
So Martin, we have a swali. Please, you are not helping us, first of all. We are expecting that we go with the baby today. You gave us a notice, mtatugoje 72 hours. 72 hours imeisha. So what else do you want us to do? We have nothing else to do. So what we want is just the baby right now. There's nothing else we need, just the baby right now.
Okay. Mine is a humble appeal. Because the reality is, we have already invited the police to carry out their mandate of investigating. Because even as we are admitting and accepting, this is a criminal activity that has happened here. The moment we subject ourselves to that, we must get now the police telling us who is responsible for that. So these are two independent processes. There's a criminal prosecution process, which is being handled by the police and the ODPP, and there's internal HR issues. So the internal HR issues are the ones that have the name of the officers who have been interdicted and those who have been terminated. So the police will give us their recommendation for prosecution, criminal prosecution. So the names will be availed by the Department of Health and not the police after the process is concluded. We will continue working with the police to make sure that we get the persons who are responsible for this. We will continue engaging and collaborating with the family to see all the kind of, including psycho support that they may need, will be available to support the family. Okay. But for now, I'm asking the family and the society at large, let's give the investigating authorities time to give us who is responsible for this. Because if we don't give them time and opportunity...
How long? How long? Martin is asking. How long?
Now that is no, that's something I cannot commit because the file is without DPP. That's an independent process. That's why I'm committing for procedures of human resource, which we have control internally. By the end of today, I can give a commitment that the procedure for the 7 will have been completed. But for the police processes, I can't commit because I am not responsible for them.
The big issue ni since this case started, wakati tulipeleka file kwa huko DCI, and they said they will communicate to us, and we have been tumekuwa tukiambiwa family law, sijui kutakuwa na lawyer provided, atakuja kesho up to now. So the thing is that
so it's okay. So right now we are just going to sit here and wait for the child. So kama mnaongea maneno ya DCA or DPP, that's now your business. Us we are waiting for the child. And right now everything tushamaliza. There's nothing else. We are calling other dev to come and support us. So there's nothing else. We're going to talk. Just bring us the child right here and you are done.
Bwana CS, this is the second time we're having a security lapse in the hospital. Maybe what are some of the issues, what are some of the ways you are addressing this? The first time we had a body that was found at Mother Baby wing of a medical student.
So I think the issues of the security lapse in the hospital, that case was properly investigated and concluded. And I think the conclusion with the police and exactly what happened was established. We have been able to enhance security in terms of CCTV. Back then there are CCTVs that were not working. We have been able to make sure that we have a very clear protocol of clearance as you enter and exit the gate. If you see at our main gate, we're expanding that road. Because one of the problems that we had then, we didn't have a mechanism of clearing people as they go in. So people are being cleared at the entrances of the wards and the hospitals, which was a big challenge. So even the structuring that is being done for the road is to make sure that we enhance security before you come into the hospital. You are cleared before you come in. So a lot of things have gone into, including investment in these projects, to make sure that we enhance the security of our facilities. However, I still want to say that this is a criminal activity. We are not for now treating it as a security lapse because the hospital has been able to evaluate and assess their procedures within the mortuary. And for sure, those procedures had been followed well. So it wasn't an issue of lapse where we had a mix of body. And that's why we forwarded this case to the police for them to take the appropriate action. So those are the actions that have been taken to improve security. So I can also confirm that the security firm that was here initially changed. It was changed because we want firms that are more responsive to the need of the hospital and the patients, and even the medics offering services.
Okay, so you're confirming it's a criminal matter one, and then you're also confirming the fact that it's not with the Sishidas hospital, it's the human resource staff who are culpable.
No, what we are saying, one, it's criminal, and that's why we invited. It's the hospital that invited the DCI to come and investigate. So that's how we are treating it. It has to be investigated by the police and appropriate legal action taken. The second one, we are saying internally we also doing our own investigations. Because as much as the police will tell us, internally our procedure should have picked it up. So there are staff who have been recommended for immediate interdiction, and others have been recommended for summary dismissal. Those are procedures which have been forwarded from the hospital to the department to be concluded, and we'll be able to conclude that in the due time, and appropriate action will be taken. Yeah. Thank you.